I owe lots to this event 3 years ago when I was here. Let me stand and speak because I can't see half of you. I owe a lot to this event 3 years ago when I was here. In a way, they became turning points in my life too. 3 years ago when I was here to be, I normally address, listen, and go away home. But that day I stayed back because Sadhguru was speaking that evening and I had read a bit and I'd heard a lot about it and I was very curious to see directly face to face. So that evening Sadhguru addressed the audience right from here. And it made a lot of sense. And he just on his way back said, why don't you come and see what we're doing at Isha Foundation? And that took me to Coimbatore and it made me see plenty. Well, it also took me to Mount Kailash Yatra with him, but also made me see his Samskriti school, friends. And I saw it as a great model. Something which I was also doing in my own poor way, in my own Navjyoti India Foundation. My director of foundation was also with me 3 years ago, Neetu Sharma, and how we're working with our children to convert them into Gurukul. But nothing compared to the quality which I saw at Samskriti school. So that was a turning point. Mount Kailash Yatra also became, but I owe my association with Sadhguru and the Mount Kailash Yatra and the exposure to his entire rural programs which he does with children and women all these last 3 years. So I thank you, Prabhu, for having given me that brilliant opportunity and brought so much more enrichment in my life. But it moved on. And that is where it's a continuity, it's a chain of events. As Lieutenant Governor in Puducherry, these children visited me in Puducherry. They wanted to come to Rajnivas and see what Rajnivas looks like. And since they came, friends, they came, I got an opportunity to, while I did connect with the Samskriti school in Coimbatore with them, but here is it that I got a direct Q&A with them when they came to Rajnivas. And if you permit, and if you have a little time, can I show you a 3-minute film or is it 6 minutes? 6 minutes. I have a 6-minute film of a Q&A I did with these children, and they're all girls and boys, young girls and boys. I did a Q&A with them. It was spontaneous. They came to visit Rajnivas, but when I saw them, I was very curious to get into their minds that in a way, are they same kind of children? Are they different? I wanted to explore because I'd heard children across India doing a lot of social school events. So if you permit, would you be interested in seeing this 6-minute film? Okay, can I ask them to run this film? Have a look at this film. I think it offers us plenty. The choice is ours. This is Rajnivas. And that's where they're entering. These are the school children of Samskriti. They're all boys and girls. You can't make out. Our dining hall converted for them. This is Darbar Hall of the Rajnivas. This film just happened. There was
Sit the way Sadhguru sits. And you're becoming Sadhguru's of tomorrow. Your small Sadgurus of tomorrow, these small little ones, your small teachers of tomorrow, you will be the change, spiritual revolution creation in India. I achieved it when I became this old. You're achieving it when you're so small. You're very lucky. You must have done some very good karma in the past. You must have. What is that you are learning what other children are not learning? Tell me that.
For them, everything is studies. Even if they play, they'll always have the mind that they have to go study for their exams and things. But we are not like that. We study, but at the same time we have fun.
Wonderful. 3 cheers. That is what Sadhguru always says. That's exactly what Sadhguru also says. Enjoy whatever you do.
They have to find teachers for learning dance, but for us, we already have teachers.
Yes, wonderful. Beautiful.
Outside they want respect, like they will think namaskaram we will do only for God.
Yeah.
But it's not like that.
They say what?
To everybody and everything.
You're sweet. Thank you so much. Can't believe it. What a treasure they are. What a treasure you are.
It's hard to get a high platform or a stage outside, but here if we do anything properly, we can perform instantly.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Here when they teach us, after teaching us the lesson or whatever, they tell us even the meaning so that when we are performing that or something, we also know what to do that.
And why you're doing it. The what and the why is told, right?
Yes.
Others are just given us lesson, but they don't know the what and the why.
Yes.
So whatever they do, they get to know the what and the why, even if it's dancing.
In the other schools, they won't give respect to everyone, but here we give respect to everyone.
Wow, look at this little child saying this. What do you mean by respect to others? What is the meaning of respect to others?
Speak softly and kindly.
Speak softly and
Kindly.
Wow. Wow.
Wherever forest near the school itself, but they will not have forest near the school.
They have forests near their school, other schools can't.
Wow.
Outside, if they didn't write the test properly, they'll get scolding from their parents, but here no exams and no scoldings. And
That is why. You know what? You're all jewels. You're jewels of India. Each one of you is a diamond, already shining. You are our shining Indian diamonds. Each one of you is a Indian treasure. And not Indian treasure, your humanity treasure. Now I'm speaking a language you will not understand, but I know what I'm saying. You are a treasure for humanity, which Sadhguru is providing, treasures for humanity. You are also the saviors of humanity tomorrow. Saviors. You are true leaders. You don't understand what I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying.
I'll share with you the Q&A a little, 2 minutes, in case the sound wasn't very sharp. When I asked them, what about your namaskar? They said, outside they say namaskar only to God, whereas we do it all the time. This is one question I asked them. It is fascinating. When I asked them that when you go home, what happens? I asked them, because you are in a a wonderful spiritual place, a hostel, a school, which has all possible activities, creative, dance, karate, everything. They said, but what happens when you go home? So they said, outside they say namaskar only to God, whereas we do it all the time. This is one answer. Then I asked them, how do you think you are different from other children, other school children? They said, we are different because compared to us, our friends are always studying, not enjoying what they do. They carry school bags. We take home no homework. Then I asked them this question. Our teachers don't want us to mug up. They teach us what and why of what we are learning. Here we give respect to everyone. We speak softly and kindly. Here we have no exams, but there are no scoldings from parents. Then they said, we have a test, but we don't have an exam. I asked, what is the difference between a test and an exam? They said, a child said, test is easy, exam is difficult. Then I asked them, what is difficult? You see, it was like a sequence, because it's not a prepared Q&A, it emerged from their answers. So I asked them, what is difficult and what is easy? Then they said, whatever we know is easy, and whatever we don't is difficult. Another question. What is it that you don't know, I asked. Something that we did not read. What is it that you did not read, I asked. Big books. Big books are those that are higher than our level and have difficult words. How do I assess the purity, I asked. This is truth. This is simplicity, I said. I asked myself, how do I assess this purity? And I said, I thought, this is truth. This is simplicity. This is authenticity. This is value system. And then I, of course, told them, each of you will grow up to cleanse the world, whatever is around you. You are what humanity ought to be. This is what residential schools are for and more. This is real education, what we are wanting to see, but perhaps wondering, how do we do it? Or our children and parents accept it? Or were these children in Samskriti school born with samskaras to get it? Or were they creating them? We need to ask. Innocent and original conversations. I thought I'd share with you some of these Q&A. I found a model. Why are we looking out? Why don't we look within? We have models, and they're very cost effective. All they need is a missionary zeal. All they need is not this as the only way to continue to have more schools. Of course you continue to have more schools, you need them. But it needs missionary zeal. It needs sacrifice. It needs a commitment. It needs a dedication. It needs love. It needs investment in humanity, not investments into higher buildings. We found them. I will go back to my own little foundation, 2 minutes, where we're educating hundreds of children of resettlement colonies for many years. Each child is a Gurukul. I think I mentioned this last 3 years ago also. Each child of our foundation is a Gurukul, and I want Gautami or any one of you to go and test it and see for yourself. Even an 11-year-old child is educating a 4-year-old child, and he's put outside his own board class teacher, and he's put his even mobile phone number. And he says, come to me, 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. Where does he educate them? On his rooftop or under a tree in a park. He is a member of a Gurukul. Each child is teaching the less educated or the younger child. So it's a part of thousands of them are Gurukul. We've even got a document of what Gurukul is. Why can't every child in India reach out to a younger child? Why can't every child who's a 12th standard, 11th standard reach out to illiteracy in the villages? Why can't these be their summer vacations? Why can't all this be done as an Indian national movement? Illiteracy will go away, number one. Within years, illiteracy will go. But it is leadership. It's value system. It's a revision for them. It's a recall. It's leadership qualities at this stage. The Gurukul children of my Navjyoti India Foundation are already leaders in the making. They are already looking back to become teachers. In fact, many of them today want to become teachers. Whereas if you go to some very interesting schools, they don't want to be a teacher. They want to be somebody else. So they are loving to teach while they are young, not only hoping to become engineers, doctors, or the All India Civil Service officers. They are looking to become teachers because they loved to teach while they're young. We have a models, friends. My statement would be, India has models. We just have to look within. We just have to search and not compete, but learn and share from each other. This is what I came for, that I've seen some fantastic models. They are not revenue models. They're not revenue generating models necessarily, but they are humanity. They're humanity building models. They're Indian models. They are person models. They are value-based models, which